Hi, welcome back to channel Train Station 2. Alright, this second competition is really tough. Finally, I managed to temporarily claim the top spot after fighting really hard on those bonus delivery. As I mentioned, it's really important to take on this bonus delivery because constantly there will be this bonus delivery available to you. But before that, you got to really make sure you have that sufficient microchip or container as well as those event items before you take on that bonus delivery job, all because there's a time and you shouldn't take it unless you're ready. So it's really tough fight in the second competition. As mentioned earlier, there were about four very strong competitors besides Mosky. There's this player 922 and the rest. But after a strong fight we put on, and I think generally we managed to claim the top three spots, and we have a gap created between us between us and the fourth and fifth place persons. So that being said, I managed to cling on to the second position most of the time, really pushing all the way, chasing Mosky or now Notsky all the way. So at the last moment in this video, you realize that I merely won him by a few EP. It's just to temporarily cling on to the first spot. I'll continue to do that. Hopefully he he was relax a bit. Otherwise it's almost impossible. You can see we are always very near to each other, and he has constantly be able to generate like 100 over EPs each time, while I couldn't do that as fast as possible. Managed to get a rare train though, but of course it's a duplicate, so I've already collected the full fleet in the Canada, so any train that comes by definitely will be a duplicate, but I'll always try to keep them unless really necessary. I think more importantly, you got to check out whether you have a good number of duplicates before you dismantle. As I mentioned, bonus is something that you should always claim. Otherwise, there's no way you can claim the top spots in the ranking chart. Always also target those with very strong returns, i.e. huge EPs, because all these are the key to winning. Work on those big EPs before you move on to the smaller ones. Meanwhile, also try to prepare all the items that are required while your trains go out for the dispatch. You can see there again, Notsky is 100 over EP points above. And a good thing here is that, as I mentioned earlier, it's either first, second, or third place, because fourth and fifth position players are lacking a lot of EPs behind, so it's unlikely they'll be able to chase us. Now it's just between the three of us. The only worry is that they'll be jamming, so if they keep on jamming, there's no way I can catch up as a free-to-play and Apple player, as I mentioned before. The only good thing is, I said, the bonus, sometimes they give you gems, so I'll need to have a good number of gems to see whether can I afford to gem as well. So this is really one very tough fight. I think it is really it all depends on luck. I will try to avoid Notsky because it is really very difficult to proceed once we hit 100%. This is something that I'm always very worried for events. If you have not heard me saying that, you gotta really watch your own progress in the event map. I believe now most of us have hit over 50% complete. Once we hit 100%, things will go haywire. The quantity they ask for will be double or more. Things will really get tough. EP get smaller, quantity get higher, so it's almost impossible to win. So one way is really you gotta work on those completions. See whether you can avoid 100% completion. Really, I think more importantly is to constantly fight the competition. That's of course hard work, it must be a given. There's no such thing as able to have a strategy and then you do not work hard on it. So now we can see having a really big gap created between the first, second, and third compared to fourth and fifth. But chasing Notsky is an uphill task. He's always really fast. As you can realize, by now there are really a few of those bonuses like this one. It gives you additional event keys. The other one gives you gems, and one more to give you the EPs. So it's just rotating between the three. So you got to quickly do on them before you move on to the one that you wanted. I also got to highlight that if you have chosen so-called what you have the wrong company, okay, because no one knows which company will do well because it all depends on players. Like me, chosen Commonwealth, currently at third position, and of course Nox is fourth, whereas the other is fighting the first and second, constantly changing. So if you have chosen the same company or the fourth company, I urge you not to worry too much because we're just talking about few tenths of event keys itself. So if you keep on doing all these bonuses, you are earning more than what you have lost, and you'll probably make a huge profit from this bonus. So do not be too unhappy over the choice of the company. That really doesn't matter. I think the developer has purposely put the difference in EP between the first to the fourth a very tiny difference, so as not to make people disheartened, because this is not something they can do about it. But what you should do about is really your own progress, because if you progress well, you will definitely be able to claim more things like event coins, plus event keys, because there are a few of the reward chart you can see here. This is really not important, it's just difference a bit, and I think more important is your own progress itself. You can see here I managed to go in between the 5% and the 10%. It will reward me with a good number of event coins and event keys eventually, but probably that's the end of the competition itself. So we're talking about the end of competition, not now. So it's still probably about 11 days more to go. So it's something that I think we all got to look forward, because this is something new. In a way, it's good because the fact that we may sometimes be lacking a bit of event coins just to change that legendary train, and they give it to you, then why not? Okay, so this is not always the case for most events, but this event special event in a way. So I'm really happy that they have such a thing, and of course I'm really glad with the bonus. We gave out gems, X the EP, because all this will allow us to change the gameplay ranking. Without this bonus is very different. So always focus on the bonus really, and of course the gems really helps really a lot. So if you have not got yourself the addition dispatcher, you may want to consider saving up to 100 gems, because 100 gems will get an addition dispatcher for 1 full week. And if you have not upgraded your event factory, you may also want to consider spending those 30 gems for 1 slot and additional 80 slams, so total about 110 gems for 2 additional slots in the manufacturing for your event factory itself. So we are getting really close right now. You can see we are 900 over EP. Really pushing myself all the way because of this hard competitor. Really tough, and I think we are about 300 or more, even 400 EPs away from the 4th position below. So like I said, it's just between first, second and third, but if you do not win the first, you're losing 100 event coins. Why is it important to win at an early stage? Because the early stages are the easiest to win in competition. Subsequently, you'll find yourself harder and harder to win competition itself. I think this is something you're going to work out. I mean, if you have 350 times 3, you would have 1050, and if that's the case, you're able to change for the legendary train. Alright, so this is something you should target. Besides that, is the 4000 event keys legendary train, and then if you can get the epic, rare and common, I think that would be fantastic. And of course, do remember that special building. Alright, coming towards the end of this video, and I really wish you good luck. Finally, we managed to clinch on to the top spot with very tiny EP difference. I'll try my best to work really hard. You too. Alright, thank you for watching again. Goodbye. See you in the next video.